coders, programmers, and developers. Thank you for taking the time to watch this tutorial. This is an introductory tutorial on Java. To get started, now I use Linux OS. Java, of course, will run on Linux, Mac OS, or Windows. So you have to find the right, depending on which system that you're using, you'll have to find the particular way to install Java. Okay, I'll show you. Now I use, like I said, Linux, and in Linux we like to use the terminal. You can see that I have 11.0.4. I have the JDK, the runtime environment, and the Java virtual machine. Conceptually, Java is a set of 3 concentric circles to help you understand. The outermost one is the Java development kit. You need the Java development kit in order to develop Java applications because it has the compiler, which produces the bytecode that the JVM needs. This is how it's platform independent. And the Java virtual machine takes the bytecode and then turns it into machine language that the CPU can understand. But if you don't have Java, you would want to use a resource like w3schools.com, and you can write Android apps with Java. Here are the steps for Windows. Okay, I'm not going to go through them right here because this resource is out there for you to use, and it takes you step by step on how to set up your system. If you are a Windows user and you're not currently using Linux, I would highly recommend downloading the Linux is free. It does everything that Windows can do. There's nothing that a Linux OS has that a Windows doesn't, except for the cost. Okay, it's free, it's open source, and it's a wonderful operating system. I have nothing to complain and everything to brag about using Linux. Okay, but having said that, let's say you get Java installed and you want to write a program. Okay, so for my projects, I'm going to make a folder here called projects, and you can see right here. We'll go ahead and change into that folder now that we just created. There's nothing there. Install. Let's say in the Linux, let's go ahead and make a file so that we can write some Java, our first Java program. It's customary in the development world to make a hello world for your first program to see how the thing works. We're going to call it get Java as it is a Java file. Now if we list again, you can see that it's there. Now Linux has this program called Nano, which you don't even need a text editor for. You can just go ahead and type right inside your terminal. Java has to have the same file name for the class. Java does not require spaces, but we do it as a so that it's easy to maintain readability. Public static void main takes a string array called args, and we'll just go ahead and close this out for now. Control S to save, Control X to close. Now what I want to do is go over here to Atom. I would also recommend getting a good text editor. That's not there. That was don't say. A text editor. I like to use Atom. Now, why is this? We'll do it this way. So you can see here that what we've written in the text editor now shows up over here on the file. You see, a computer system is nothing but a series of files. Okay, memory. The CPU, central processing unit, has one continuous cycle, and it's fetch, execute, and repeat. Fetch and execute, fetch and execute, and that's what it's doing. And it's grabbing files and instructions directly from memory addresses. Every file that we make gets defined and placed into a memory address. And each memory address specifically has 8 bits. Those are called bytes. And so, depending on how large a file is, we'll take up a series of memory addresses. The best way to think of these is like a city block, where each block has, houses in a row, and inside each house has rooms. But on this particular city block, all the houses would be the same and all the rooms would be the same. It would be like you'd call a cookie cutter house, where they're exactly the same. And inside those we store the files. So we have to go inside of the room, to get the file. Okay? I'm just going to go ahead and add system. We want to call it out print line. And then in here we need double quotes. We're going to say hello world. Okay, customary with the end. Oops. The other end. Okay, Control S to save. What am I doing? We want this one. Oh my goodness, we closed it by accident. It's okay, not to fear. So, changing the projects. Clear that up. You can see our Java here. Now we're going to compile it. Java compile. Get java.java. So, again, in order to develop Java programs, you need the Java Development Kit, which has a Java runtime environment within it, and within that has a Java virtual machine. The Java virtual machine takes in your source code and outputs bytecode. No, I'm sorry. The JVM takes bytecode and outputs machine language. Your compiler is what takes your source code and outputs the bytecode. Go ahead and run this. And you can see there I have another file of this class. This is the bytecode. If you were to open this up in a text editor, you wouldn't be able to read it. But the Java virtual machine can. So we'll go ahead and say Java get Java, and there it just produced the expected output, hello world, to the console. Now this of course isn't very exciting, it doesn't do much, but it's your first Java program, and there's many more libraries to learn so that we can do more work using the Java language. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. Please like and share and subscribe. You know what to do. Thank you all. Please share the love and stay awesome.